You're here to receive a very special psychic prescription, much like a weather report, for how to best work and play with the universal energies that will be present this week. And that's the week from the 23rd of May to the 29th of May 2020. I'm Kylie Savage Psychic, and this is the weekly Oracle card reading. Speaking of weather, I'm absolutely freezing here at the moment. And I'm trusting that wherever you are, that your conditions are comfortable, whether you're in the middle of the cold snap like we are, or if you're heading into summer, that you're going to be able to have plenty of resources to keep yourself cool. Comfort is key. Okay, there's quite a bit I need to get through in this reading, and I'll explain what the reading is going to be about. But firstly, I just want to also say, like I did last week, but catching, the Southerners this week, is I want to wish you many happy new moon in Gemini blessings. And it'd be so nice to hear about you making your new moon wishes and doing a new moon ritual. I would love to hear all about it, so please get in touch. I often post things about astrology on my Facebook page, so that's Kylie Savage Psychic. There's a lady that I follow called Amanda Copper, and she creates beautiful crystal grids and gives some really lovely information about the new moon or the full moon. There's also a lady called Kim Fairminer who I've been following. She's based in Australia too, and she's put out some really good information about astrology. And I love Yasmin Boland and Moonology, and that is her work is central to me creating my moon manifesting rituals. So I actually haven't done mine yet, and I probably won't actually get to do them to tomorrow. And that's okay. There's about a 3 day window with new and full moons. So, you could do your ritual before the new moon, on the night of the new moon, or the night after. Really, anytime you do something is okay. It's just that there are kind of like windows or portals where the energy is more specific to that astrology. That's the way I understand it anyway, as an untrained astrologist, just an enthusiast. Okay, I'm not sure what your specific experience of the pandemic has been. Yet here in New South Wales, we are looking at restrictions being eased. So I'm feeling all the feels about that. And so I was talking to Spirit about it, and Spirit really intuitively give me the questions for each week, and it's pertinent to everyone watching this video whenever they watch it. I'm trusting that you will take away something from this message that's going to assist and support you. Anyway, so because I was thinking about this issue and about this topic, I wanted to ask Spirit about it. So our question for this week's reading is, how may we best support and love ourselves and each other as restrictions regarding the pandemic ease and we resume post-pandemic activities? So I know that people's experience of the pandemic has been very different across the globe. And I can't speak to what's happening in other countries or even other states. I can only speak to my own experience here and how I'm particularly feeling about it. And yet I was really impressed with the cards that came out. So please know, I'm not a health expert. I'm not a pandemic expert. I'm just looking at life through my own lenses and filters, and using all the resources I have and my connection with Spirit to relay a message which may be helpful to you. That's all I can really do. So I would like for you to take a moment to choose a number intuitively between 1 and 6, and you can go ahead and do that now. Right, got your number? Remember that number, because that will be the number of the card whose message is just a little bit more pertinent, a little bit more relevant to whatever is actually going on for you in your life at this time. I'm going to do the 6-card reading again with one deck on the top and then another deck on the bottom to qualify those top cards. I'm really kind of getting into doing cards this way, so I trust that you'll enjoy it. And I'm mixing it up and making it a little bit more difficult for me because I'm reading from Colette Baron Reid's The Good Tarot. That will be the 3-card reading, which will be our main reading. And then the bottom deck will be from Kyle Gray's Angel Prayers. And I'm a little bit familiar with that deck. I actually have had both these decks for a very long time. I love mixing decks. If you're interested in doing that, please let me know. Yet I haven't played with either of these decks for quite some time. So I'm really pretty much winging it once again and just going with it. Asking to be that nice, clear and open channel for spirit and trusting that the message will come through that we need to hear. I do want to quickly show you something. I think I've talked about my journey with tarot, my experiences with tarot, and how if, there was a team tarot and a team oracle, I'm definitely more on the side of team oracle. That's not because I don't love and respect tarot. I absolutely do. I just find personally I work better with oracles, and I really work much better with Colette Baron Reid's oracle decks, even though I love lots of decks. So tarot is still a huge area of interest for me, and if you're interested in it as well, please get in touch if you'd like to learn tarot or learn more about the decks, or you're headed off into the shops now that you can go there to buy your first tarot deck or a new tarot deck, and you would like some information or some guidance on it, please get in touch with me. And I would love for you to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that little bell to get notified for this channel, so we can keep all growing together. Okay, this is a book which I purchased a very long time ago. It was one of my first online purchases, so I was like, oh, so proud of myself for learning how to online shop. It's called Simply Tarot, and it's part of the Simply series. So there's also a great book on Simply Numerology. I think there's one on palmistry, not sure. Anyway, it's by Leanna Greenaway, and what I like about it is it's just very simply laid out. It's very easy to see. These pictures are from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, which is one of the better known decks. And these days, I couldn't tell you how many tarot decks there actually are. So I really like it because it explains the major arcana, the minor arcana, and the suits. And there is actually a page on every single card, which is terrific. And isn't that funny? Both the cards that I've turned the book to are cards in this reading. Let's dive in. Did I wish you many new moon blessings for new moon in Gemini? If I didn't, may your wishes be totally blessed, and I'd love to hear about your new moon rituals. I do put astrology information on my Facebook page, which is Kylie Savage Psychic. I think I repeated myself a bit last week, just a bit wary of that. Okay, so our anchor card. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see these cards, but they're so beautiful. If you chose card number 1, this is your card, and it's 5 of air. In the Good Tarot, Colette has switched it up. So instead of swords, cups, pentacles, wands, she's changed it to the elements, which you will see in a few tarot decks. So you have earth, air, fire, water. And air would be the swords deck if you're looking at traditional tarot. So I'm not sure if you can see, there's a beautiful ballerina here with 5 doves all around her. And it's the same artist, Jenna, who has done the artwork here for Colette. So, you know what's good news about this anchor card? Oh, I'm just looking at my things again. Oh, the main message of this card is live and let live. So what I was thinking about was, okay, we've all been, or most of us have been in these long periods of self-isolation. So we've been self-isolating, we've been, physically distancing, we've been shopping online, we've been, trying to have as little to no contact with other people in the outside world to stop the spread of COVID-19. And what I was feeling anxious was like, okay, we've been in this state for so long now. We could be a little bit like turtles sticking our heads out of shells and going, oh, I don't know if it's safe yet. Maybe just come back inside our shells. And I don't know if it's necessarily such a good idea to ease restrictions so quickly. Like all the kids are going back to school, as of Monday, and that's in New South Wales. And asked my son, I said, how are you feeling about that? And he's like so relieved to be going back to school. And he's really found online learning is not particularly for him. And yet, and I was thinking, okay, so I've spent all this time at home with my kids, and then I could go back to, basically 5 days a week being mostly working by myself and having my days back. Yes. So as you said, I'm feeling all the feelings, excited, also anxious, and things like, okay, there's more people allowed in pubs and restaurants and cafes now, but other people, the restrictions haven't been eased for their industries. So what Five of Air is saying is like, in a way, in a way, sorry, I'm just checking my notes. So there's a potential for conflict. And we are, with this new moon in Gemini, it's all about communication and being given an opportunity to resolve conflict. So the thing is, yes, what I keep seeing is it depends on us, on our own attitudes and our behavior. And it's incumbent upon us to really to love and care for ourselves and take good care of ourselves and take good care of others. And just because restrictions are easing, just because this has happened and that's happened and someone says you can do this and this, doesn't mean you have to do it. Do what's right for you. If you don't feel comfortable going back out into the world right now, and if you don't have to, well then perhaps it's better for you to set your own timetable around easing yourself back, into post-pandemic conditions and activities. And please don't feel guilty about that, for taking the time that you need to take and for putting some boundaries around things which suit you, and for thinking of your own needs and wants and how you can support yourself to feel comfortable and confident in your life, because that's important all the time, not just now. I feel like this is an extra opportunity to take good care of you. And so know that, there of course there's a potential for conflict. There has been all along. People have had so many disagreements about how to live through this pandemic and how not to. And we're all telling each other what to do and what not to do. And other people are like, they want no restrictions. So, we've seen the whole gamut of human behavior, under this intense kind of microscope, the lens being the pandemic. And that happens in any extreme situations. People's behavior will go along a spectrum. So just know that this coming week there may be more potential for conflict. So you really need to take good care of yourself. And there could be more potential for exciting and new opportunities. There could be more potential for you to assert your boundaries, to establish them, assert them, and maintain them, and do what you need to do for you to feel safe and okay in the world. Okay, moving on, we have Page of Fire. I'm laughing a bit when I pulled this card because traditionally, sorry if you, I did this wrong. Oops. Getting into where I'm going with the reading and forgetting the practical stuff. Okay, sorry. That will be card number 4. This is the qualifier for our anchor card, and it's from Kyle Gray's Angel Prayers, and it says, count your blessings. Thank you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. So underneath here on these cards, this is the prayer, and I love Kyle Gray and I love his work. Please go and check him out. He's all about praying in the affirmative, so I love that. So count your blessings could be, in relation to that 5 of air, is just acknowledging that that your needs are taken care of every day. And like, count your blessings about looking for the bright side. Okay, All of this is going on. There's potential for more chaos and conflict coming up into this week. And yet, let's not lose sight of all the good in the world and all the good in our lives. And how can we share that? Remember, the question I've asked is, how can we love ourselves and support ourselves and each other? So look for those opportunities also where you can be of service. I've been doing Joanna Rothman's, or now her name is Joanna Dane, her receiving project. A friend of mine put me onto it many years ago. It was one of the best things I ever did. It really trains you in to being receptive to all your good. So I might put a link in the comments. Joanna Dane, and it's called The Receiving Project. There's a beautiful website. You can sign up for free, and I think it's a 30-day program. She'll send you an email every day and teach you how to be open to receive. It is so good, and it's really been improving, my attitude and my mindset lately. So let's focus on the good. If you got card number 4, count your blessings this week. That's going to support you to have a positive focus and to just, keep being optimistic and feel great. Just because all of these things are going on, it doesn't mean that there is no potential to feel good. Like the card, that 5 of air, the main message is not all, not everything is lost. It wants you to look for those silver linings. It wants you to look on the bright side of things and not feel bad about doing that. Pardon me. Now we're on card number 2, and that was Page of Fire. It's very squirrely writing. These are so gorgeous. I'm not sure if you can see them really well. This is actually a white tiger under here, and now I can't see tigers without thinking about Tiger King. So I don't know if you watched it. It was so good. Horrifying, terrible, like a terrible car crash that you just can't tear your eyes away from. And all you think about afterwards is the beautiful tigers and please, are they okay? Okay. Number 2. Oh, so I have a 15-year-old son. I don't know if you have any 15-year-old young men in your life, and yet this would be Page of, oh God, I'm really trying to think now. It would be Page of Wands, the fire elements. I have it marked in the book because it's just so much for me to get my head around. You learn all the suits, and now, learning to call them by the elements, just a step too far for me tonight. Okay, Page of Fire is about if you have any young 15-year-old men in your life, they could be a source of wisdom right now. And it says to listen to them. And my son would just love hearing that. That, his mum needs to listen to him because he's constantly criticizing us for not listening enough to them. When you think about those 15-year-old young men, they know everything. They often have so much confidence, not all the time and not about everything. And yet often, they just have this air of confidence about them, like they know what they're doing, they can do it, go right ahead. Of course they can, Fancy you insinuating that possibly they might need some support or assistance. Oh, like big parenting faux pas. So be inspired by the young men in your life and listen to them. That's one message of this card. The other message is, like we can be like these young men. We can take bold, decisive action. We can be adventurous. And the pages are always about youth and sort of the boldness and the attitude of youth, which is I can, I am, it's happening. So when you approach this week, go into it with that boldness, with that confidence that, this week is yours. You know what you're doing, you own it. I love that. I really love that. Spirit saying to us, be like teenagers who know everything. Okay, if you had card number 5, I'm so glad this guy showed up because I really love him and I work with him a lot. This is Archangel Raphael from the Angel Prayers deck. So he's qualifying the teenage boy card. As we go forward with this boldness and we own the week and all the rest, know that I was talking to my daughter and writing something the other day, and I was like, oh, I think I have pandemic fatigue. You may have it too. This has just gone on for so long and it's been so big. I was talking last week about the cloud there, and we've all kind of been living with the cloud of the pandemic over us. Like, no matter what we think about, it's not going away. It's ever present, and it's something that we need to think about, even if we don't agree with it or the rest of it. So I want you to all know Archangel Raphael is flooding your whole life, your whole body, every area of it with deep, deep healing. You could work with the beautiful emerald color green this week. This is Amazonite, so it's not emerald. I have aventurine, that's a good color for Raphael. Any of your green crystals, grab them out. Put green in the background, green candles. Invite Raphael in. Now, you don't just need to work with Archangel Raphael. You can just say, thank you, healing angels, for showing up and supporting me at this time, surrounding me with your love, your light, and your healing. So thank you, Archangel Raphael. It's fantastic that you're here, yet you don't just need to get him on the job. You can ask for any healing angels. It is nice that he showed up, though. Okay, if you pick card number 3, I wish that you could see these cards and they're a little bit shiny because they are so beautiful. So you've got this lovely mermaid and she's holding 3 pearls in clamshells. So 3 of water. Water is the suit of cups. So it's about emotions, feelings, celebrations, joy, all that. And this is a great sign, this card. So this will be our future possible outcome if we're just reading the 3 cards at the top. And it says this is a time of celebration and joy. So we've gone through a process of healing. Yes, the week may pose challenges for conflict. Could also pose challenges, for conflict resolution. Sorry, in Page of Fire was also good news is ahead. There could be a celebration. And it also says, I think, within 12 months, you could find somebody coming into your life to be a potential romantic partner. Okay, swapping over, shoulders hurting, and there's a light on there, you can't see it. Okay. So, Page of Water, I am looking at it. Yes, so family reunions, very with the restrictions are easing. It's like you can't make this stuff up. So there could be lots of potential for family reunions, celebrating. This is actually the card of parties. I'm not encouraging you to rush out there and party and gather with lots of other people. I'm not saying that. Yet this is a card for celebration and parties. It's fantastic for singles who are looking for love and those who are already in established relationships. It's a really great message for deepening your love and your attachment and your commitment to one another. Beautiful message. Just please, if you are going out, rushing to the pub with the other 49 people, just take care. Just, still be mindful, and if people have symptoms or anything like that, it's not really worth getting sick, is it? So please just and not. I wouldn't overdo it. That card is a little bit about excess to me, so I would just caution you and say, look, you don't need to overdo it. There might be more opportunities from now on to celebrate and have family reunions. So just ease into it, like I was saying with the anchor card. Okay, this is beautiful. If you chose card number 6, this is the qualifier for the party card, and it's synchronicity. This to me is about the message of love. If you have been looking for love, you've been single long term. I really do keep getting the message. It's concentrated that this has the potential this week and going forward. There is definitely more potential there for love, for finding that special somebody for you, for entering into a really fantastic, committed, romantic relationship. And perhaps next week, or perhaps with the other 49 people at the pub or the restaurant or the cafe, you may be meeting the person of your dreams. Who knows? So synchronicity is that there are no coincidences. There are only God incidences. Nothing is left to chance. There is, an overarching creative intelligence who is in charge and who understands, and I wouldn't say orchestrates or controls. I really don't like that concept of God. And yet, what I like talking about, we're in God's hands. Everything is unfolding just as it needs to be. So look for those synchronicities this week. Look for those signs from Spirit and that encouragement. And if it's about love, let those synchronicities and those signs lead you, lay down the breadcrumbs and lead you to the path to find your special someone. I'll be so excited to hear how that goes for you. And the prayer is, thank you, angels. I trust your well-timed guidance and signs. I just want to put a note in there because we have so many people unemployed and struggling at the moment. I really want to reach out to you and talk to you with this card. Acknowledge that things have been super crap. However they've been for you, whatever that looks like, or however that's unfolded. Just acknowledge that. And then moving forward, can you be open to a change of fortune? Can you be open to things looking up? Can you be open to having something to celebrate this week? Because if you are, Spirit's going to meet you along the way. And I would love to hear how your blessings unfold. So, chin up, Buttercup. Okay, that's the weekly reading for this week. Remember to get in touch with me. You can send me an email, kyliesavagepsychic@gmail.com. Head over to my Facebook page, Kylie Savage Psychic. You can also sign up for my newsletter while you're there. There's a button if you're on a computer with an email subscription form. I'm updating my website at the moment, and as soon as I have the new address, I'll advertise that. If you would like to have your very own reading with me, I have a special offer at the moment. It's a Zoom one question psychic reading. It's 35 Australian dollars. That's prepaid via PayPal. Get in touch with me and find out what the psychic prescription is for you specifically. Thanks for watching. See you later. I've covered the mouse with my notepad. See ya.